All right, I'm here with Coach Emil. Coach, it's been good to have you on the show for, I think it's the first time, if I'm not mistaken.
First time for me, yes. Yeah, it's our first time, yeah.
Yeah, you got the Emil Brice, the Brice family, and obviously you guys are doing some big things here in Cape Town. So tell us a bit more about some of the upcoming plans that you have.
Well, as South Africa does know now that Future Stars and J&B Boxing is now amalgamated. And we actually want to do one tournament a month at least, one tournament done between the two of us. We got a couple of good prospects as well here in Cape Town that we're working on, young boys, and let it be foreigners, South Africans, the whole mixed race of fighters, and especially boys from the Cape Flats who I work on, like the Wasim Challenge, the Lungus Tamelas. Things are looking good.
And obviously that collaboration happened recently with also your brother, Jackie Brice, as well. How's the relationship like working on a business level?
Well, everybody knows that Jackie and I always roll. That is us, but we love each other and we're here for boxing. We've always been here for boxing. Like I told you earlier, I've been in boxing for 58 years, and my brother Jackie's been there nearly just as long as me. We just want to make boxing work in Cape Town, and the collaboration of the two of us, I think it'll work better, because in a business sense it'll work better. We can do more tournaments, and I think that's what we need, because we've got so many pros, and half of them aren't even fighting. So we need to unearth these talents that we don't see.
And we see typically you mentioned about unearthing talents. A lot of them have to travel, in order to make it, but it'll be nice to have a bit of a hub here in the Western Cape as well.
Yes, yeah, no, it would be. I mean, I got fighters from Paarl, Somerset West, coming in to train 3-4 days a week. So it's difficult, but if you want to be trained properly, come to a proper boxing gym to be trained properly.
Sure. Yeah, and you've got a good record as well. When it comes to your boxers, a lot of people respect your camp, and when they know they're coming up against you, it's going to be a hard one. You built that over many, many years, and you have a boxing family.
Yes, I mean, it started with my great-grandpa and my grandfather and my father, and boxing, people don't believe it, but we've been in boxing for over 150 years. And I don't say we're the oldest boxing family in South Africa, but through the lineage, we're quite old in boxing. And it's just carrying on, going through to my grandchildren as well. So, yeah, no, when you come up against the Brice boys, you've got to respect us. We don't play boxing, we come to fight.
100%. And you've got good guys in your camp. Obviously, Lungus Tamelas here as well. He's one of the best guys in the gym at the moment. Talk to us about him.
Yeah, Lunga, as you know, a lot of people, his two losses, he's lost to champions. And he's never lost to a South African or an African. So we're unbeaten on the continent. So Lunga's still got a good couple of years still left in him, I know, because, I just look at his training ethic. Lunga never misses gym. And, we do hold the WBF world title. It's easy for us to give it up and challenge for the SA title and win it in another division, because we've won the SA title before. It doesn't matter how we won it, we won it. That's what boxing's about.
Yeah, I remember that day. It was on ESPN Africa as well. You fought Zingange, and you won the belt. And Zingange's obviously gone up in weight, so the guys can never really fight again. Mm-hmm. But there has been talks about Lunga against Abdulaziz Knurt. What is your thoughts on that?
That's actually a sore point, Abdul, I love Abdul as a kid. He came through my hands straight out of prison, basically straight out of prison. I met him in prison, and I always thought he was talent in this kid. And he was with me for a good couple. He was 6-0 with us and 2-0 with Alain Calix. So he was 8-0 with us, and he left me, unfortunately. Joburg called him and Ismail Kadri, another stellar amateur that I trained. People can say what they want. I laid the foundation there, and I'm proud to say that Ismail Kadri and Dullah Aziz comes out of my gym. But on the Dullah Aziz Lunga fight, like I said, it's not going to be a nice one for me, but this is boxing and it's more about business. And Dullah's on the up. Lunga went down a bit, but I can tell you now, Dullah knows what he's in for. That I can promise you. we always bring the heat. And, you know, Dula knows on the sparring days from where the heat comes from. And I call it a stoppage before the 6th round. I really do, honestly.
And what did you make of Abdulaziz's last performance? Because you would have been there present as well.
Yes, Abdul fought one of my boys, Johannes Sigu. Dula put up a nice fight. People say he looked sharp. Maybe he did. But you must also remember, Sigu's 35 years old. Sigu's had 34 pro fights. And, you know, I took the boy on. He begged me to take him on, Sigu. We used him more as a sparring partner here. But when this chance came up, I thought, well, give him a chance. But he came short. Dula caught him beautifully. Dula started controlling the fight from the 4th round onwards. I'm not denying that. But that's not Lunga, the pressure cooker, Stamela. Lunga doesn't wait for you. Lunga goes straight at you. And I don't think Dula can take the pressure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight as well. It's good for the Western Cape. It's going to draw a nice crowd, and I think a lot of people are going to be interested in it. Just as you said, one's on the down, one's on the up, but then they're going to meet, and let's see who's the better of the two. Another fighter of yours, infamously knocking down Rocknap 3 times, was Cristiano Ndombasi. What's happening with him?
Christo has been on a bit of a down spiral. Again, he's only fought the best in Africa against the top Congo boy we fought. He stopped us in the 6th, fought Rook with a week notice. We knocked him out, and people can say what they want to. Rook Cup knows he was knocked out. His corner knows it. Stan Christodoulou, Brian Mitchell, and Berman knows that he was knocked out. That's why they came and they had to apologize to me. Because rules are rules. And, Cristiano had a good win 2 years ago when he knocked out that kid that held the WBF title. He's fighting Tyson now, I think, for the SA title, yes.
Makondo, yeah.
Makondo. We knocked him out. And the Tyson fight was a good fight.
Yeah.
Give Cristiano his due. He's been mixing it with the best, and he's been there, and he stayed there with him, you know. So he's on the up again, yeah.
And just about the other fighters that you have in your stable, what sort of fighting news is coming from them?
Well, there's Wasim Chelan as well.
Yes.
Wasim Chelan's, there are things happening with Wasim. Dubai is talking to us. We got people, you won't believe it, in Trinidad talking to us.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have a look, and we're going to map out the future now, because we did lose a fight, and we're going to look at on a comeback fight coming before the end of the year. He'll probably be defending his title in October or in December. I'm not 100% sure. And then there's Daniel Pontact. Daniel's been, I'm going to say it, Daniel hasn't been well. Daniel had a bit of Bell's palsy, and he's overcome that now, and he's training, and he'll be ready to go in 2 months' time as well. And then I'm actually going to let the cat out of the bag here. Adi November, who died. I actually got his brother in my gym, as tall as him,
Sure.
but he's a super middleweight.
Oh, okay. He's massive.
6'7", 6'8", and he's a super middleweight. And this boy, I predict big things for this boy. Unfortunately, like our PM will say, they're from the Congo, they're foreigners. So what? These are fighters that want to earn a living, want to do something good for boxing. So that's a kid that I'm saying now already, it's a big future for him. And then there's Michael Makram.
Yes, of course.
Michael is back with me, and Michael had a stint with Peter Smith. Peter Smith's a good trainer, but people forget Michael comes from me. I brought him up from a kid. He won SA titles as an amateur, and his head is back in the game, so let's hope that things will keep going good for Michael now as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, so what are you going to do with Michael, since he has taken a big break away from the sport?
He has taken a big break away from the sport. We have taken on a fighter that we can win, and Michael needs this type of fight to come back. I'd actually say that Michael will be challenging next year, June, July, for that light heavyweight title.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good division now. It's got a very limited amount of people, so you can maybe get him into that position. Emil, from your side as well, I mean, your personal goals and ambitions now, you mentioned to me off camera that, you are coming towards the latter part of your career. What are your goals for the next coming years?
Well, for the next, hopefully 2 years that I'll still in the sport, if Alan allows it. Excuse me. My wife's retiring at the end of next year, so I think it's time that I also retire. But Brice's Boxing Academy will never stop. I got Alan, I got a good man, the right-hand man, I got Ms. Fana, got good coaches here that's helping me in the gym. So wherever I go, whatever I do, I know my gym is in good hands.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And for the people out there that obviously follow your family and your journey as well, it'll be important for them to know that there's longevity even after you've hung up the gloves, so to speak.
Yeah, there's got to be longevity. I would have played golf for another 20 years. I want to enjoy my life. I actually want to enjoy my life outside of boxing. It's not going to be that easy, I know, because I'll be on the phone to Alan every day, like I normally am. And we only talk boxing and about our fighters. But yeah, no, there'll be a life after boxing.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing obviously what you're going to do in the next couple of years. And obviously there's still exciting times ahead. Have you got some big fights that you still have to do?
Yes, no, there are still a couple of big fights that we're still busy with. But let's hope this all happens in the next 18 months to 2 years before my wife retires, so I could retire as well. But otherwise, I got Alan and I got Ms. Fana, like I said, they're in good hands. I'll always be there as a helping hand if they do need me.
Perfect. We'll be looking on and seeing all the boxes, and it'll be a good time as well for you, as you say, just to relax and slow down. Just lastly, do you want to send any messages, any last messages to people out there in the boxing community?
Guys, like I said before, amateur boxing is important. I come from a long, long way of amateur boxing. If we don't produce good amateurs, we're never going to produce good professionals, believe me. It's very seldom you get a Royal Cup that falls out of the tree and one falls out there. These guys become good fighters, but let's get back, let's work on these amateurs. Mr. Gayton McKenzie, we need your help. That's all I can say.